The magical words.
Right. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone today to the February 18th County Commissioner meeting. And you all, well, first of all, yes, we'll do item 1, call to order, and Commissioner Gozar.
Here.
Mr. Huff.
Present.
Terry Jones present. And please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3, public hearing. We do not have one scheduled for this morning. Item 4, do we have any comments from the public? Well, Tracy, good morning.
Mine is a really brief comment. The commissioners were in receipt of an email from Michelle Borer from Centennial about concerns about short-term rentals. And Pete, you responded and you forwarded it on to David and I think Matt. My office gets an annual survey from the Department of Revenue to review those things. So I just wanted to come here now just to let everybody know that I will reach out to Michelle and see if she has names and everything, and we can include that in our annual listing.
Just to give you an update, I probably should forward it. I've already talked to the Department of Revenue to see if they're actually on the tax rolls. The Department of Revenue already has all the documentation I got from Michelle.
I'm listening.
And I also reached out to tourism, because if there's no lodging tax collected, then they're being deprived. So she was going to look into a review process and see if the state had something in place.
Which we do.
Okay.
We get an annual report and I work with the assessor's office and the tourism.
If there was something more immediate, it sounds like Department of Revenue does. They weren't so concerned about the lodging, but they were concerned about sales tax and fuel tax, because it sounds like they're selling fuel up there too.
Yeah, the fuel tax would be through White Hat.
Yeah.
But yes, we do have procedures in place and we do that. So I just wanted, so everybody, we know.
Thad, thank you, because that's an ongoing.
Yeah, it sounds like it's, yeah.
Any other comments from the public online or in the room? If not, may I have a motion to close the public comments?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Are there any disclosures this morning?
Not for me. None.
None for me. Item 6, consideration of changes of the agenda to the agenda.
Morning, Commissioners. I just have one item to add. I got an extension agreement or amendment this morning from the university. It's for one of our current grants that we hold the grant. We're working with the university to complete the TOS Senate. We got a no cost extension with the Department of Justice. So we're just extending that in this agreement. So I'd just like to get that added so we can get taken care of.
So should we add it to item 15A?
Yeah. We need to move.
What?
We don't need to move it or anything.
Item 7, approval of the consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Aye. Motion carries. On to the regular agenda, item 8, present for approval resolution 2025-005, a resolution approving Wyoming Horse Racing LLC to conduct pari-mutuel wagering on live horse racing, historic horse racing, and simulcast events at 416 South 3rd Street, Laramie, Wyoming, Albany County, Wyoming. Jennifer, good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Commissioners. Can you hear me this morning?
We can, loud and clear.
Perfect. This was forwarded to me by Wyoming Horse Racing. The location that they're considering is the Sears store that was on South 3rd. You should know that if this is approved, there's recent Campbell County legislation that says once the commissioners have approved it, it removing or revoking that approval in the future, we would have to have an evidentiary hearing and all of those things. It can't be just revoked at a renewal without cause. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. That's a change since the last time we had someone new coming in front of this board.
And Harry, Mr. Weaver is here in the back, and the members of the 307. If you
Come on
have
up if you have any
questions.
questions or comments. Thank you.
Good morning, commissioners. I just wanted to make sure we were able to introduce ourselves this morning since we haven't formally met. I'm John Sheldon, one of the partners with Wyoming Horse Racing. This is Nick Hughes, president of Wyoming Horse Racing. And we're certainly here to answer any questions you may have about the facility and also provide some more background on our company if you like.
Is this a new enterprise to Laramie or are you just relocating?
New enterprise, yes.
Okay.
It's our first time in Laramie.
Keeping track of all the.
Yes,
The horse racing facility.
Yes, the changes that are going on.
we have 10 locations around the state
Okay.
and one under construction. We've actually owned the company since December of 2021. We acquired it from Eugene Joyce, who's still a member of our company today, who started Wyoming Horse Racing in 2013. Excuse my raspy voice this morning. So
Any of us can have that.
yeah, to try here. So, but anyway, Nick,
So-
any comments?
I don't have a raspy voice, but you'll probably find it hard to understand exactly what I'm saying anyway. Yeah, as John said, we're partners. There's three of us that own the company. Eugene Joyce and his father were responsible for bringing horse racing back to Wyoming back in 2011. We have, as John has said, we have 10 locations. We're currently opening another. We don't really go for the local expansion. We believe that's, although not so much for here because, it's a little bit underserved, but we're not kind of building on every street corner. Our model is very different. It's, we go for the touristic, and on the touristic, in Cheyenne for the Colorado market, we invested about 25 million in building a location now. It's an attraction facility. In other words, it has restaurants and it has a bar and a bank and a small theatre, etc. And we're doing the same in Evanston. Locally, when we bought the company, we've only increased by one location, the smaller location. But running the numbers on conservative revenues, we believe that the state, the city and the county will benefit to the tune of about $250,000 each in tax payments. We're going to employ about 9 to 12 people and then obviously see how it goes. We're going to do some we've got to do some fairly high level construction internally to bring it up to code. But we're excited to be here, and we want to be good partners, along with the 250,000 that will go to each of the entities, the three entities. There's about another 200,000 that will go towards the Wyoming Bred Breeders Fund, which rewards owners, trainers that have horses bred here and that run in Wyoming racing. And we run 16 days, sometimes 18 days a year in Sweetwater Downs, which we rent for that period. But we're here to answer any questions you might have, any comments. We're happy to deal with.
We appreciate your consideration.
We do.
So I just thought, will you be serving alcohol or any food?
Yes, we would apply for a food and beverage alcohol permit at the appropriate time, yes.
And will you be using that whole facility or what is the square footage that you?
Our square footage is about 4,000 square feet. There's a storage area behind that the landlord will maintain. And we're obviously going to bring it up to code with the city, and we're actually going to have to sprinkle our system for fire suppression, which is a fairly large expense for us, but we're willing to do that.
Any other questions?
Your employees, will they be benefit positions or are they not benefit
Yeah,
positions?
they are. We have a fairly robust internal program for all our employees. We currently have around the state somewhere in the region of about close to 160 employees, and we have a benefit program that they can become part of. And although I say it myself, we're a fairly good player because you have to be to get the good staff. You have to pay. We do. It's not just the saying. We do have a philosophy of giving careers. All of our key managers have come from within. So we're very big in development. And we're relatively focused on Wyoming first. In Cheyenne, as I say, it was a 25-30 million investment. 80%, 85% of all the construction work was done from local companies. And the only time it wasn't done there was when we just couldn't get that expertise locally. It had to come from Colorado. Of all our employees, if I remember the last statistic correctly, all but one are Wyoming based, all but one. So, we're a big employer. We're getting bigger. We're very focused on doing the right things. We're very philanthropic. I always have a problem with that word. Within for an Englishman, within Wyoming, there's several different good causes that we've contributed to. So again, we try to be a good partner. We want to work with the counties and the cities and the state, and make sure that you're happy, we're happy, and we're doing everything correctly.
And when you benefited full health insurance retirement, is that part of your?
We're looking at 401s now, but we do have a health program that all the employees are welcome to come into.
Super, thank you. And then policies and processes for a problem gambler, for a person, do you have those in place, and what could you kind of tell us a little bit about what those are?
Yeah, we're our background. I know we don't look at it, but we have about 45 to 50 years each in gaming.
Speak for yourself.
Yes,
Combined.
I was the only 4-year-old crap stealer. Yeah, and we were part of the Hyatt group, Hyatt hotels. We were all corporate Hyatt on the gaming side, on the gaming division. I was there, guy for the international. John was based international and US. And in all the international, we had about 12 large hotel, resort and gaming facilities. And we were instrumental in bringing to Argentina, to Greece, to Spain, problem gambling programs that were designed for us by Hyatt, our parent company. So yeah, and we do work carefully with the Gaming Commission on. You might know that the Wyoming Gaming Commission last year and this year have a big push on problem gambling, and we're part of that. And we train our people to try to spot anybody. It's not that common. It's not uncommon, but it's a very small percentage. But it doesn't benefit anybody to have somebody, being irresponsible with their time and their money. And that's why we tend to build. Our focus is on amenity-based places, so people just don't come to gamble; they come to have a great steak. We actually have in Cheyenne the only Dunkin' Donuts outside of the military base, and it's a great business to sell donuts, believe it or not. So yeah, we tend to become a bit of a destination, and we're also looking currently in Cheyenne to build a hotel with because again we need to be a destination. So if you're coming from Colorado, especially with the weather, sometimes you've got to give somebody somewhere to stay. And currently we take rooms in a lot of the local Marriotts. But we're also thinking of part of the plan is to work with the Cheyenne for a convention center. We have 37 acres, and so we have enough land to be able to now make that amenity, not just the gaming with the restaurants and what it currently has and the bar and the small stage, but also to build it up into, as I say, a convention and hotels. So we're here for the long haul, and we've put a quite significant amount of money into Wyoming. Haven't taken really much out yet, so we're all about reinvesting.
And I think there is a push from the gaming commission to get the operators to be more aggressive if there's a way to do that. So there's collateral material, there's training of the employees, and, you know, we look for opportunities to be, you know, responsible, you know, operators. So we're open to opportunities if there are to work with our employees and the state to improve awareness of problem gambling. So,
And then I'm taking it your company doesn't facilitate going and getting problem gamblers and bringing them to your facility. I have some experience in not that world, but living about that world, and I have seen a bit of it. It can be devastating to families.
Oh, it can. Yeah. No, I mean, again, it doesn't behoove any company. It doesn't do us any good if you know, you want to, if that was your market, it would be ridiculous. It would be like a bar owner saying, all I want is alcoholics, you know.
and one of the things we don't offer is credit, which is, that exacerbates the problem if you get your inclined, so.
And Jennifer, just a quick question to you. If this were to be approved today, what is evidence to remove it? What is something that would be enough to say no more for this?
Is Jennifer, I have a follow-up on that. Is this just removing section 3 of the document that we're looking at?
Refresh what section 3 says. Sorry, Commissioner Hoff, I don't have it in front of me.
Oh, sorry. It's just the conditions to revoke in the resolution.
So those conditions to revoke, I think if you read it, it says that we have to have a hearing and do all of those things. There would have to be substantial evidence. So if they lost their Wyoming Gaming Commission licensure, if there, I mean, I think a case could be made if there were regular problems with alcohol violations with the city, underage service, things like that. But it would, I mean, it would be an evidence-based trial that they were or an evidence-based hearing, not a trial, that they were no longer meeting the need.
Yeah, the verbiage says just gross violation of Wyoming statute. It doesn't enumerate.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
And are you guys, this is to move from the 666 address here in town, or is this a whole new enterprise?
Okay, yes.
Any other
Thank you.
question?
Nope.
I have nothing else.
May I have a motion, please?
Thank you for your
Thank you.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just,
Well, we don't need a motion. No, we do. Okay.
I would move that we approve the resolution approving Wyoming Horse Racing LLC to conduct pari-mutuel wagering on live horse racing, historic horse racing, and simulcast events at 416 South 3rd Street in Laramie.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Item 9, take from the table Taylor conditional use application. CU-01-24. David, good morning.
Yeah, Madam Chair, good morning. Commissioners, the Taylors aren't able to be here today. They've had some health issues that have came up, so they're unable to be at our meeting. They'd be happy to come to another meeting. I know that was what was asked of them, is to come to this meeting and discuss this. So I'll leave that up to you, but that was their request, that you move it so they can be here after they get their health issues figured out. So.
Okay.
So, shall we consider moving it to the second meeting in March?
Well, and while we're on the subject, so I read through are we going to also be looking at the Centennial Water Districts? Or did we just vote on it? I read through it. It looks like Centennial Water District already has a process in place for essentially illegal tapping. And that was our reservation. I believe that if the water wasn't correctly tapped and they needed to address that. Was there other issues that we need to have, or can we do hands off and let the Centennial Water District handle through their process?
That was one of the issues. I'm not
Yeah, there were
sure.
several.
I think other issues may have been just the order that they've done things.
Okay.
But that's totally up to you and your decision. The Taylors did say that they will be taking care of what they need to with the Centennial Water Sewer District.
Well, the concern I have is that we've been told one thing and then it doesn't happen. So I would think we'd want to continue this to see if they actually do show up to talk about the issues.
I'm in full throated support of that idea. Back in July or August, the Taylors guaranteed this body that they were gonna follow the rules and somehow forgot to talk to this Centennial Water and Sewer District or pay the Centennial Water Sewer District. So I think I'd like to hear what they had to say, why that happened.
So I wanted to give them adequate time to perhaps recover from health issues, unless it's some sort of a health issue that's going to take longer. But that's why I was suggesting the second meeting in March.
Okay.
So I'd make a motion to leave on the table the Taylor conditional use application CU-01-24 until the second meeting in March.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, David.
David,
What is the second meeting?
I got one more question.
It's the 19th also.
The Taylors don't actually own the property that all this is happening on, is that correct?
Correct. I believe
Okay,
they're
thank
leasing
you.
it. Yeah.
Just for the, thank you.
Item 10, present for consideration the Taylor Use Agreement Application CU-01-25. David, we just need to just because we tabled it. Item 11, present for consideration a request for an exemption from the large tract subdivision process situated in Section 27, Township 16 North, Range 74 West of the 6th Prime Meridian. Jory.
Good morning, Commissioners. So Jerry and Christina Johnson have requested an exemption from the large tract subdivision regulation to create approximately 5 tracts ranging from 35 to 41 acres from an existing 58 acre tract of land. The Albany County Subdivision Resolution, Chapter 5, Section 5 references all the requirements needed to qualify for an exemption from the large tract subdivision regulation. Through our review, Jerry and Christina have met all the criteria needed to grant the exemption.
Any questions?
Yeah. Jory, is there a certain number of tracks that can be made through the exemption process? Is it 5? Is it 10?
They can do 10, and it doesn't have to be all at once. They can do it through time. I believe this is their 6th with that area.
Okay.
So, yeah, as long as they create 10 or less, they're good.
Thank you, Jory.
I had a note and he just answered it, so we're fine.
May I have a motion then?
I move to accept or approve the request for an exemption from the large area tract subdivision process situated on Section 27, Township 16 North, Range 74 West of the 6th Prime Meridian.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 12, present for consideration an amended plat for Lot 3, Block 1 and Lot 4, Block 1, Vista Butte subdivision.
Thank you. So with this one, Brandon Markle has requested a boundary line adjustment for Lot 3 and Lot 4, Block 1 of the Vista Butte subdivision. This is just south of the interstate, pretty close to town. Since this boundary line adjustment is occurring within a platted subdivision, an amended plat must be approved by the Board of County Commissioners. This amended plat has been reviewed. Everything looked good. Your approval is requested. They're just moving the line south.
Yeah, they're just moving the property line.
It's not.
I move that we approve an amended plat for Lot 3, Block 1 and Lot 4, Block 1, Vista Butte subdivision.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 13, present for approval Commission Assistance and Mentoring Program. So it's a camp. Service between the National Alliance of Preservation Commissions, Commissioner Assistance or Commission Assistance and Mentoring Program, and Albany County Historic Board in the amount of $9,000 for the purpose of hosting a training and direct Albany County Historic Preservation Board Chair to sign. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nice to see you all. So, as you're aware, we had a SHPO grant to put this camp on. We are a member of the NAPC, but I guess to bring forward to finalize the content of what this camp will be about. And our board has chosen to really focus on the legalities, how to work with our planning commissioners, how to work with you guys, how to work with the city, et cetera. And really looking at how to put in place preservation incentives, how to manage design criteria over historic districts. As you are aware, we have a grant that is in process right now to make the west side a historic district. So some of this training will be in how to design guidelines for what that historic district might have to follow in order to, keep what it is that they want to keep, et cetera. The people we are planning on inviting into this camp actually allows for 30 individuals to attend. This is part of our Albany County's Historic Preservation Board strategic plan to improve our working relationships with these entities. And of course, it will be our board. We will be inviting the Main Street Alliance board members. We will be inviting the county and city planners to help work with us on this. And we'll be inviting the Lincoln Center board. And of course, yourselves and the city counselors if they wish to attend. So we would like the approval of our content and allow me to sign the agreement and get the camp all lined up.
Any questions?
I just have one thing on the application. Does it need to be City of Laramie, the very top page, Karen? Does that need to be City of Laramie? Or does that need to be Albany County?
It needs to be Albany County. I'll get that
Okay.
changed.
And may I have a motion?
Move to approve the camp program as presented.
Eric, did you have something?
I was wondering what contribution might be coming from city or other partners beyond Albany County government.
What kind of contributions?
What kind of contributions to the 9,000? Is the 9,000
Oh.
supplemented or is it solely burdened by the county government here?
No. May I answer?
Yes, go ahead.
So the $9,000 for the camp is coming from SHPO. The county is providing $700 for us to cover the lunch that we'll be providing for all attendees. The SHPO grant is a 60-40 match, and the majority of that 40% is coming from the volunteer hours. So the county is only kicking in $700 to the total expense of the camp.
Thank you for that clarification.
So a lot of it's just like a pass through.
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Wait, in the application, we did not have any match coming from the county this year. The $750 is coming for participant registration fees.
Okay, yes, sorry.
So there's no match coming from the
Yeah.
county this year on this grant.
Sorry, I thought that
Nope.
700 was coming elsewhere.
Bailey, thank you.
That's why Bailey's sitting here.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Keep me straight on that, but anyway.
She's a really good border collie. She keeps
Okay.
us all in line.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
So,
Anything else?
no, I'll move to approve the mentorship program service agreement as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Karen.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Item 15. 14. Present for approval the application to the city of Laramie for a variance request for the Albany County Courthouse electric messaging sign. Jake, oops, Adam.
Adam.
Yes, apologies, Jake couldn't be here today. So I'm just here
Well,
to
we like
stand.
you too, Adam. So,
I appreciate that. I like being here. And is there any questions related to essentially the re-application of the variance associated with the electronic message sign?
It just expired, right?
Correct. Yep. So essentially there is a 6-month timeline on those variances that they write into the sub rules. It took us a bit longer to get the funding source and everything allocated and set up, and then the project out to bid and awarded before that. So taking the exact awarded design and everything makes it a fuller application. And in doing so gives the city the exact oversight that is there and the review set that is there. Any other further questions?
Motion?
I move to approve the application to the city of Laramie for a variance request for the Albany County Courthouse electronic messaging sign.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you for your time today.
Item 15, no.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
No, you're good.
Item 15, present for discussion, Rocky Mountain Blue Sky Grant, additional funding request for Albany County Search and Rescue Building. Bailey, good morning.
Good morning, commissioners. So I've been going back and forth with Blue Sky the past couple weeks. They want more money, more contribution from the county for our application. Commissioner Hoff, I don't know how familiar you are with this.
You get to explain it.
Okay. Let's see, back in probably actually about this time last year, we applied for Blue Sky funding, which is through Rocky Mountain Power. So it's more of a private funder than, state or federal, to put solar panels at Road and Bridge and at the SARS building.
Okay.
They came back and they said that they did not like it on the Road and Bridge because we weren't going to provide a battery because it just didn't make sense. Leo, who we've been working with from Creative Energies, said that it doesn't make sense on this building. So we had a conversation with them. They didn't like the battery and they didn't like that the county wasn't contributing enough. The only thing that we put in there was a 30% direct pay incentive from the federal government. They didn't like it. So we came back in the fall, then we switched it up. We removed Road and Bridge completely. So it's just the SARS building. And just for reference, these solar panels would be on the ground. Sheriff Appelhans did not want them on the roof of that building. So we left that building and we took away the 30% incentive for the cost share. And the county contributed 20% of general funds. That was the fall. I had a phone call with Leo and Blue Sky, 2 members from Blue Sky, end of November last year. Nothing about contributions came up in November. And they said we'd find out by the end of the year. Here we are about 6 weeks later. I am hearing something and they want more funds contributed for the cost share. So I'm bringing it to you to see what you guys would like to do.
So will the panels that are on the ground, will they be high enough that you can park underneath them?
I don't
Or are they
believe
just
so.
taking
Sheriff?
up space?
Sheriff, do you know if they were gonna be high enough?
Yes,
Are they?
that was the intention.
Okay.
The intention was to make it a car park.
Okay.
Do
It's
we-
not like, because it's a little close in there. So you'd want to be able to park under them rather
Well,
than have them on the
It'll
ground.
be on the north side of the building, not on the south side of the lot, so we have an empty area there.
Yeah.
It also makes it easier for trenching that electronic or that line into the building.
Is this gonna completely offset the cost of the power for that building?
It is.
Is
yes.
there, and
Yeah.
will there be a battery?
Yes.
Yeah, there's battery backup, that changed it, but yes, it will completely offset,
Okay,
the energy consumption of
and then
that.
the repayment time on the infrastructure?
I can't remember the exact details, but I think we were gonna have it paid off and, be energy neutral within, was it 7 or 8 years?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too long.
Right.
I just remember, I wasn't in on this conversation, but I know the IT building was 14 years and the courthouse was still beyond 20.
The reason why we moved forward with our building is because it's smaller footprint size and the energy consumption that we have in there, does make it viable for
Okay.
solar.
When I talked to Leo, let's see, before the courthouse and the IT moved forward, I did talk to Leo about switching our application because the courthouse is more of that, the public is more involved, the public comes here, and that's what they like to see in these blue sky. Leo said that no, we keep the SARS building because of that offset so quickly. It is a much better project.
So just because I only have the top sheet for the agenda, I don't know if you.
Yeah, and I should have emailed this to you and I apologize. But I can send it to you right now if you're.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go
I'll
ahead.
just send it to you. I'll send you the final application. Page 30 is the proposal that Leo.
So what are they looking for, Blue Sky?
So that's the thing. I asked them, what do you want? We just want more.
Oh.
Okay, how am I supposed to take that
That's
to my
that's
commissioners?
called blue sky.
If that, just a little background on the Blue Sky program, that is not Rocky Mountain Power's money.
It's
It's the ratepayers pay extra into their monthly bill to offset renewable energy projects. The largest county, I believe, if not the second largest county paying into the Blue Sky program is Albany County. And so I'm not sure what's happened to the Blue Sky program. I think there's been a change of leadership. But it is not Rocky Mountain Power's money. They have to use this money because they are a pass-through entity. It is not.
okay. So there's a board that does the approval and.
Yeah, there is. And so I'm not sure. They have done projects, the Rocky Mountain Power Blue Sky program has done projects at Interfaith, at the downtown clinic, at the
Airport.
Rec center.
the airport.
The rec center and ICE, I think, share one.
Yeah.
There, Commissioner Gosar's right, there is a change over there because when I've been talking to Leo about this frustration I'm having, he says it's not just us. Projects in Utah are having the same thing. So this is where we're at. I would just like to know what you guys want to move forward. I actually just heard from him while we've been sitting here, that if the wish is for you guys to contribute more, or if we say we want to go for that direct pay incentives from the federal government, I need to resubmit our application. I can do that before the March 28th, and then we don't have to push it off to the next cycle.
Well, I think it's really funny that they're not telling us that they want more of what or how.
So
And it's like you just keep stabbing at.
They just keep saying that the 20% is not all they keep telling me.
Well, what is 21% enough?
I just want to know the justification for the offset. So if the county's contributing 5% or 10% more and it meets their criteria, then is it still going to be?
Leo Leo does apologize. He is sick, so that's why he's not here. He did call me this morning on his way to the doctor. And he told me, he's like, Bailey, even if we're a 50%, you guys are still fine. Like, even if we end up contributing 50%, that's what he picked, you guys would still be fine. This would still offset that just fine.
Okay.
But
So it looks like 30% is still $60,000 from the county, and that's still an offsettable.
correct. Now, the one thing we could do in this application, which we didn't do, is we could put in that direct pay from the federal government like we did in the original application. But when we talked to them after we submitted that, no, they didn't like that. They wanted the county to contribute some. So here we are, the county contributed, and now they're still not like it. So I don't know what, it is your call. You just tell me what you'd like to do.
Even if we went to 30%, that would still be 30% for
Yeah.
a solar array.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I'm looking at a repayment cost in 20 years of $105,000 aggregate back. There are savings anyways.
Yep.
I have a thought, I guess. Maybe we do put the 30% in for the direct pay from the federal government, but then maybe we knock our 20% down a little. It's just a thought.
Well, it sounds like it's give it a try here and then give it a try
And
there.
that's the thing is I asked him, how am I supposed to take this to the commissioners without knowing what you guys want? So, and they just are giving me the runaround.
A really
Sounds
bad
like it.
game
And
of-
it also feels like they're moving the goalpost every time too, which is frustrating for sure. So,
Well,
Commissioners, I've spoken to Bailey and the sheriff's office is uncomfortable with anything above 30% match. Once we start to creep up past that, we kind of hit that breaking point to where it may not be financially solvable for that SAR building. And so
well, what would happen if we did, the 30% with the federal money and then 15% or whatever
We could-
with ours?
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna say. That's the problem.
I mean, I'm just tossing this out and say, let's try, let's.
Part
see
of
what
me
we
feels
can-
like they just want to see how much they can get out of us, but
Yeah.
that's my own thought on it. So I mean, I will put in whatever you want. I mean, I did have a conversation with Leo about that direct pay because of the federal funding, the way it is right now, I'm a little nervous. He seems to think that it's gonna be here until 2032. Great, okay. What Jennifer and I have found with our courthouse and our IT projects is for sure things are gonna stick around through 2025. After that, we don't know. However, they were law. So this is where it gets a little complicated. But federal funding is just uncertain right now and it is nerve-wracking. So I will just put that on.
So what do you guys suggest?
Should we give her some latitude as far as county funds and IRA funds so that she doesn't have to come back to us every time we say 15?
I think that's an
30?
excellent
That
idea.
sounds
Yeah,
great.
I mean, going no farther than what the sheriff's already calculated for repayment, yes, within limits, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to put that.
What was just a
Well,
discussion.
well,
Okay.
it's-
Oh, okay.
Good.
We don't need to vote. Okay.
Okay, so you guys want me to just kind of no more than 30% from the county general fund, correct? Okay. I will see what we get. Makes sense.
And if you don't get it, then,
Okay.
yeah, we'll fold the hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, item 15A, and that would be Bailey.
All right, so this item, we've been working with the University of Wyoming to complete the project on this. And we decided to go ask for a no-cost extension because the contract with the university took a while. The actual awarding of funds took longer than expected, and they didn't extend the date for us. So we did put in a no-cost extension. It was approved, no problem. So this agreement or this amendment is just with the university to extend that contract. And no additional funds. It's just time.
So we're going to present for approval sub-award agreement between the University of Wyoming and Albany County, Wyoming for the OJJDE FY 2023 building local common care for support youth success grant to extend the performance period and direct the Albany County attorney to sign, but that's hard to read.
I know, it wasn't this morning when I wrote it, so sorry.
Is this the 50,000 pass through?
No, this is 120,000. So the one that you're thinking about is flipped. So the university holds that grant and we're getting it.
Yeah.
This one, we hold the grant and we're passing it through to UW. So, yeah. County Attorney Britzius wanted to work with UW because this is more of a research piece with it. And they're the ones that have more experience with it than we do. So, but we got the grant. We just need some help working on the grant.
So they'll be doing the legwork for the county.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's actually just about done. But we did put in the no cost extension just in case. We'd rather have it and not need it. And it doesn't hurt us in any way with federal funding. So that's it, because they are having some grad students work on it, and those grad students end the end of June. So it'll just be kind of finalizing the paperwork until probably the end of the year, even though that agreement will go till June 2026.
I move we approve 15A as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item 16, approve payroll and vouchers for February 2025.
Move that we approve payroll and vouchers for February 2025.
Second.
All those in
Yeah.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's not as bad a day as it was
Motion
last
carries.
time.
That's fine. We'll approve pay our bills this month. Item 17, may I have a motion to adjourn if there's no other business before the county commission?
Move to adjourn and I guess move into
Into
a work session.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, everyone, for attending today, and you're staying for the work session. Great.
You can stop the recording. And then when you're ready to start, we'll start the recording.